Today we're going to be making verde soup. I'm going to start off by peeling 8 tomatillo tomatoes. I'm going to throw the peels away, and then I'm going to cut them in half and throw them into this bowl. 2 white onions, halved, then quartered. Next, 2 poblano peppers. Taking the seeds out, cutting them in half, and just cutting them into small pieces, getting ready for the blender. We're going to do the same with 2 jalapenos as well. 3 or 4 cloves of garlic smashed. Alright, we're almost done here, but next we're going to do the cilantro, and we're just going to chop the ends off and then give it just a nice dice. Doesn't have to be anything great. It's going to be thrown into a blender anyways here in a minute, so we're just going to put that in the bowl with everything else. Alright, fresh oregano. We're going to take the leaves apart and give them a good stomp. Last but not least, I'm going to take some peppercorns, throw them into my mortar and press, and just grind them up a bit. And texture-wise, I'm looking for something that's just, pretty fine. You'll then put all that stuff we chopped up, slide it to the side, and we'll blend it later, and it'll be the base for the soup. Alright, so we're just going to put 2 cups of water into our little Dutch oven here. And also about 7 cups of chicken stock. So about one of these is 4 cups. And we're gonna let that get up to a boil and then add our chicken. We got a nice boil going on here, so we're gonna add the chicken now. And this is just a chicken breast, and we actually have the skin on, and it has bones in. So what we're gonna do is gently put skin down, facing the bottom, the base of the Dutch oven. That way it's going to cook up through it. So we're just going to add 1, 2. Just going to kind of press those down a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is lower the heat to a decently low, and just going to let it simmer and cover it up for about 25 minutes, and then we'll come back and check on it. Alright, so it's been in for about 25 to 30 minutes, and I'm gonna say it's done. So I'm just gonna pull the chicken breast out. I'm just gonna set it right here and let it cool down for just a minute. And then essentially what we're gonna do is just pull all the good chicken meat off the bones and take the skin off and discard those, and then just put the rest shredded up and use it for the soup. Just gonna take that leftover stock and I'm just gonna run it through and just get all that fat to not go in the bowl with it. This chicken was silly hot. I probably burnt my hands 10 times trying to get it off the bones. Alright, so now I'm just shredding the chicken, and I only use 2 chicken breasts. Use as much as you want. I feel like if you put this down into bite-sized pieces, it will be enough. Alright, so we got the chicken shredded. It's good to go, so we're just going to set it aside. And now I'm going to be turning my focus to just kind of the other ingredients in the soup, that give it its taste and color. So we're going to be needing the blender and everything right here you see. What we're going to do now is puree the or coarsely puree the peppers and onions and all the rest of these ingredients. Turn it on. All right, it's not turning on. So got most of that down, so now I'm gonna add the rest real quick. Cilantro and oregano. It smells awesome right now, actually. So here's the lid. Now that this is pretty finely coursed, I'm gonna add that reserved chicken stock we had, just a cup of it. So we'll add that to the mixture. Now this tomatillo is kind of turned into a puree. We're just gonna season with a little bit of that fresh ground pepper I just did a little while back, and some salt. Alright, so now we're going to basically cook this tomatillo puree. I'm just gonna drop about a tablespoon of olive oil in this Dutch oven until it kind of simmers, and then we're gonna add that and let it cook for about 12 minutes and really let all the flavors come out, and it's gonna turn into kind of a darker green color. I got myself a big spoon here, so we're gonna slowly add this in. I said slowly, but I really just went for it right there. So it's been about 12 minutes, so this is, the color's changed. I don't know if yeah, you can see it on camera. And it's gotten a little darker, greener as the, that was an awful sentence, but it's gotten darker. And so now we're gonna add our stock back in. And I'm just gonna do this real quick, try not to spill. Nice. Give that a nice little stir. I'm gonna add our hominy, and you're probably wondering, how many hominy, Parker? I'm using 2 cans of 25 ounces. And kind of crank up the heat, to about a medium, and let this get to a nice simmer. Right, so now we're gonna cut up the radishes. They're gonna be a nice garnish. About 2 avocados here. We're at a nice simmer here, so I'm gonna add the shredded chicken and just slowly the stew. Add some more salt and some more freshly ground pepper. And I'm gonna mix it really well, and I'm just gonna let it heat through, and it's ready to go. So I thought it was a really fun soup to make. Definitely, in the snowy weather, just something warm is nice here where I'm located at. Fun to try something out different than your traditional, chicken noodle soup or a tomato or anything like that. So really fun, really easy to make. It honestly, I know the chicken, having to cook that first might scare some people off, but it really, you literally put everything in and let it just boil basically. So, but if you don't want to do that, you could probably use a rotisserie chicken from a store, maybe save you some time too. So all in all, I think it's great soup. Feel free to like and subscribe, and if you guys want to see something next, just leave it in the comment section, and me and Ollie will take a look at it. Have a good one.
Okay, I would probably give it a 7.5.
7.5. Not bad, not bad.